what are some competitions to be looking at as we get ready for camp?
I think that's the first one there is left guard with Tyler. And I think that it's important to distinguish what's a real competition and what's more just like a soft competition, because I think a lot of people from the conversations you hear or the things you hear Stephen Jones say in some of these press conferences and things during the offseason was that, oh, well, Tyler Biadasz, there's a competition at center. I don't know that there's really a competition at center, but we'll get to those soft competitions in a sec. I think there are 3 like genuine competitions, and these are starting jobs that are not decided as we head into camp. And the first one is left guard. Now that's Tyler Smith and Connor McGovern. Now, Tyler Smith to me is going to start week 1. I feel really confident about that, but they have kept Connor McGovern in there for a while, and they have been giving him the majority of these snaps, and they've been working Tyler Smith a lot at tackle. They may have viewed Tyler Smith in these practices and gone, he's such a good tackle, I don't want to put him at guard at all. I don't want him to spend any time there. I want him to train at tackle because that's our future. That's likely, there's a better than little chance that Tyron Smith is done after this year. And so I think that it could be that they're just viewing Tyler Smith as like, hey, just focus on left tackle. We're not even going to waste a year on this. We'll get by with McGovern. But in the end, I think Tyler Smith will start at left guard, but it's at least something for us to monitor when we get there. So who's getting the majority of those reps when we get to Oxnard? I think a lot also on offense, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, wide receiver 3. That's going to be James Washington and Jalen Tolbert. I think James Washington could be a breakout candidate, have one of his better years if he's given the opportunities. I think Jalen Tolbert could perform better than Michael Gallup did as a rookie if he's given the opportunities. And they'll battle for that third spot throughout training camp. And if you're looking for a silver lining of Michael Gallup's injury, they're going to be able to stretch that battle out. They won't have to make a decision right at the end of camp. They'll be able to get into real games and see what these guys can do, because Tolbert and Washington will start. They'll be 2 of the top 3 receivers when the season begins, as long as they're healthy. And so I think once you see them play for a couple weeks and then Gallup is back, then they'll make their determination. I would personally lean towards Tolbert being the guy, but a lot of coaching staffs like to give deference to veterans.
Yeah.
And, sort of, even though that would be earning it, going through training camp and playing well the first couple weeks, they want you to earn it. Byron Jones wasn't, getting the same sort of reps that he was in the second half of his rookie season as he did in the first. Lyle Collins wasn't put on the field right away. And so they do want you to earn it a little bit.
Who's the alpha dog personality in the wide receiver room that you said they've been wanting more of now?
Well, I think it'll be Tolbert, but until we see that for sure and we see the way he plays, it's probably the receivers coach, Robert Prince. And I think they want him here to bring that out of him. And like I said earlier today, I liked what I heard from CD saying if I don't get going, the offense doesn't get going. I'm hoping he's coming into that role a little bit more. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I think right defensive end. And that could be Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, or Sam Williams. And who's starting might not matter nearly as much as who's finishing games. It's kind of like the discussion of Christian Wood. Like, okay, does it matter that Christian Wood is starting, or does it matter that he's going to be in there?
Right.
So who's finishing games that are close? There's a lot of different factors here. Armstrong has roster seniority. Dante Fowler has the traits that are most similar to the guy that was starting out there last year, Randy Gregory. And then you've got Sam Williams, who he's the future. That's the guy they drafted to be their starting right defensive end for the future. So they may want to speed that up and get him there. And so right now I would lean towards Dante Fowler because, like I said, I think he has the traits that are most similar to what they had there last year and what they tried to re-sign before things went sideways. And Dan Quinn this is the 3rd time he's paired up with Dante Fowler in his career. And Quinn believes in him a great deal. And so those are the real competitions.
Let's save the soft ones.
Okay.
We'll save the soft competitions. And early Sam Williams reports that you've heard?
Sam Williams is incredibly talented. Sam Williams is going to need to mature quite a bit. And they've had a bad run of second-round picks that have not matured. That's been Tristan Hill's downfall along with injuries. We all know about the Kelvin Joseph issue and everything that, him being wanted.
Is he clear? Are we good to go with Kelvin?
I mean, we haven't heard from Dallas, but he's not clear with the NFL. I would still anticipate the NFL is going to punish him, but they don't trust him right now. And even before this offseason where Dallas police wanted to talk to him in regards to a murder, that he was present right around the scene of a murder, they didn't trust him even before that. They had real sincere issues with his reliability and his maturity last year. And so Sam Williams, I think, is another one of these guys that it's like, another second-round pick that had some questions about maturity and character. They're going to have to really be on top of that and make sure that he grows into being a pro this year.